guys, so I just wanted to come and touch on this other YouTube channel here on YouTube. And they kind of interview, I guess, West Coast artists, kind of giving you that Vlad style. So they're kind of going over things that happened during the West Coast time, right? Like when the West Coast was really kind of on top of hip hop. And that was back during the Death Row days and even before Death Row, Ruthless Records, kind of the NWA, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Time, the Chronic, and So the interviews kind of broke down into different little sections, different videos. So in this video, I might touch on a bunch of stuff that she's talking about, but it's probably all in different videos. You guys are more than welcome to go over there and watch. They do have them titled, however, and the different stuff that she's talking about. So she was saying some interesting stuff. And I only want to talk about this obviously because I grew up in LA during that time. So um, I almost kind of like signed her some of the stuff because she definitely sounded like she was trying to kind of diss the West Coast a little bit and, doing all this stuff about she's from Chicago, but you came to the West, put the period behind that. And then she's talking about, just different stuff that people have put out here, like Snoop was Jet. I made a video about this as well. Snoop talking about he wanted to take over Death Row Records. And I think most people think that it's a good idea if it's going to be done right and if you're going to really put the work into it, right? And I think that obviously he's someone who wouldn't have the know-how of how to do that as long as he's been around the industry. So she was saying that in the interview that she thinks it's a good idea, but that he should probably start with the people who were there first and then try to bring in new artists. I think what I said in my video, and I'm gonna say it again in this video, I feel like I would think that too, what she's saying, but you have to think about the times. It's very different now. Like these kids, they're not even really into the real rap music, right? So you have to consider who you're gonna sell that music to. And so he probably is right. He probably should just sign new people, new West Coast artists. But I do feel like that he could have like a classic section, and do like she's saying, still give those people opportunities to come back if that's what they wanted to do, or have some other type of role in the company. That's what I was saying in my video. But this is not up to me. This is not something that I'm a part of. And she is in a position probably to speak to Snoop and say whatever it is that she's thinking. And he may or may not want to do that. Like I said, music is different today, so you definitely have to take that in consideration. And some of the other stuff that she was touching on, because they keep bringing up Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige and Misa, and I really don't know at the end of the day what they're trying to get at with the Mary J. Blige and Misa thing. Maybe they just want to attack them for whatever reason, by keep bringing up the fact that they were sleeping with certain people. However, she did confirm that whatever Danny Boy was saying about her probably was true. So I thought that was interesting. She said that, she probably kicked it with him at that time. And then we also have to remember these people were very young. This is not the people that you see today. Back then, they were kids themselves. So she said that if he was under 18, she wasn't aware of it. And he certainly did not tell her that. So she kind of confirmed that on her own. And then she, of course, brought up Tupac and Faith Evans. And she said something about Century Club's parking lot or parking deck. It says, like I said, I grew up during this time and I was definitely going to the Century Club. Parking deck was across the street. So I don't know if she's trying to say that parking deck, like because she's claiming Faith, she walked up on Faith and Tupac in a car, and that Faith was giving him bleep bleep, right? And so she's saying that she walked up on them, so she knows for sure that Faith was kicking it with Tupac. That's what she's saying in this interview. Um, my whole thing, there was a valet parking lot, which was right there with the club. And then there was the parking deck, which was across the street. You had to walk through this little walkway to get to it. Um, so I don't know. You know, Tupac was the type of person where he would be with the people. So he probably was parked over there. If it was just, you know, him by himself or them together, maybe they were parked over there. I don't know. I don't see her doing something like that in a valet parking, where there's constant movement, right? This is just me thinking, or maybe overthinking the whole situation, because maybe it didn't even happen. But I don't know. Let me know if you guys are from LA, if you guys remember the Century Club and the setup of the Century Club, if you think that that's possible. Faith maintains that nothing happened between her and Tupac. But even if it did, you know, let's not act like Biggie wasn't doing all kind of stuff, because he was. He had the Little Kim situation, Charlie Baltimore, and I think some other lady or girl came along, you know, a few years later and started saying she was seeing him as well. So it's not like he was innocent in that relationship. And so I don't feel any kind of way about it if Faith was doing whatever with Tupac, you know. But, and this is some 30-year-old mess. Okay. So I don't, you know, I don't know, but I don't know. When she said the parking lot, I started thinking about the actual parking lot. So, and I don't think she would have done that in the valet parking lot. I think she, if possible, if it was maybe across the street. I don't know. She started touching on a few things. It looks as if they have more than one interview up. I think I was watching the one from like a month ago, and maybe 2 weeks ago, because he definitely asked her about Snoop buying or wanting to own Death Row or starting up Death Row again. And then he asked her about Faith and Misa and Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige, and Danny Boy. Then she went into some random stuff about she took a DNA test and she's not really black. I don't really know why she was putting that out there. But she also was trying to bootlick on Puffy. Maybe she thinks he's not into black women. I don't know what her deal is with that. But I digress. You know, yeah, she was definitely trying to like say some little stuff about the West Coast. I feel like people can be disappointed in whatever happened or didn't happen for them. But let's leave it on that. Let's not try to diss the city of LA and people or whatever, because you could have stayed in Chicago if you wanted to do that, and you could have went to the East Coast if you thought it was popping like that over there. You know, I doubt highly that Suge and Dr. Dre went looking for her. I think she definitely tried to put her music in their hands, if anything. And then she kind of said that some things about Dre as well. Let me know what you guys think about her interviews, if you guys are watching the interviews over there at the Dialogue, or whatever it's called. I'll put it in the description box. It's another channel here on YouTube, and they're asking her all these questions and stuff, and so she's kind of answering. You know, she was just kind of rubbing me the wrong way with some of the stuff she was saying about the West Coast, you know, and her relationships with certain individuals from California, some guys that she was dating over the years. And so I think, you know, when you're saying stuff like that, we all have to take responsibility for ourselves as well. And you got involved with these people, you know, knowing who they are. So, you know, I think some of that we have to take responsibility for our own actions and decisions. But I digress. Let me know what you guys think of what she had to say about catching Tupac and Faith in the parking lot. And she said Dr. Dre tried to ask her for a threesome with some other lady. Um, I don't know. And then she said that, you know, she don't have a problem with Snoop bringing Death Row back, but she feel like he should try to assign older artists first instead of new artists. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think that he is right in him wanting to help develop the new kids, right? That's just my um, point of view. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Hey, what needs to happen with the West Coast? You guys need to get together and just do a tour for y'all fans. They never got to see none of the performances with all of us together. Let's just call it like a West Coast legacy tour. Let's all get together and make some money.